So this is my no Salah draft. I tried to do something different here because I wanted to see the potential that it brings if Salah is not in our squad, and tried to go for all the heavy hitters as I possibly could and make a fairly balanced squad. So here it is. First up in goal is Allison Becker. I chose Allison Becker because I needed the funds elsewhere. That's why I just didn't pick Robertson. And Allison did score just 10 points less than Robertson. And the one thing that FPL did better this year with the goalkeepers is the pricing. He's now 5.5 million. So he is now a viable option. Next up is Trent Alexander-Arnold. I have to keep him. It's the same old story. He is 7.5. He is the most attacking defender across FPL. You just have to pick him. Going without him is practically ludicrous. Next up is Jacque Ancelo. He's another one. He scored 200 points last time. I think he is one of the most nailed players in Man City, so he is a very safe and powerful option. Next up is Reece James again. I picked him because he is a template pick, and for this draft to work, you have to have protection. You have to have template players to go around with your differentials. Since there is no Salah, you have to protect your rank and pick as many template picks as possible. Going without Salah is already a differential. So Reece James is in instead of Ben Chilwell. Next up I have is Luca Dean from Aston Villa. Now I've heard that Gerrard is gonna make Dean more attacking this time, even more than Cash. So they might do a thing that most of their attack goes from that left hand side. So he is a worthy shout. At 5 million, you can't go wrong. Next up is Luis Diaz, which completes the third Liverpool spot. Like, pick as many Liverpool players as possible because you don't have Salah in this draft. You have to have safe options and cover Salah as much as possible. So Luis Diaz is in. You have to pick a Liverpool attacker. Next up is Pedro Neto. This is the best Wolves asset you can get. Could be playing as an out of position striker as well. Like, he could play as a left winger and as a second striker, partnering up with Jimenez. They did work well when Neto came back at the last day of the season and scored against Liverpool. Next up is, without Salah, this allowed me to get Jadon Sancho in. He is the best performing player under new manager Erik ten Hag. I've been very impressed by his pre-season form. It looks like he could get an assist every now and then at any minute, and he looks like a nailed option. He played every single match for Ten Hag and started all of them. Next up is Gabriel Jesus. He just scored against Everton again. Like, he looks like he's gonna be an unstoppable force for Arsenal because they finally got that striker they wanted, and Jesus is looking hungry for goals. All the attacks gonna go through him. Next up is Erling Haaland, another beast of FPL this season. Maybe, I don't know what he will do in the first game, but you have to go with him because after West Ham it's Bournemouth and Newcastle. There's some really good fixtures afterwards as well. And he is the highest owned player. He's even more owned than Salah, could you believe it? And finally, it's Sir Harry Kane. He is the best performing player in pre-season I've watched. He scored and assisted in every game. If he isn't assisting, he's scoring. If he isn't scoring, he's assisting. have to pick him if you aren't picking Salah, and even if you are picking Salah, he is also a great option to go with, since he'll give you that insurance and guaranteed points, since he faces Southampton at the first day, and after Chelsea faces Wolves and Nottingham Forest, so he has good fixtures in the long run as well. And Conte's second season players are really good. They perform exceptionally well. So this is it. Let's see how good this turns out to be after the first game week. But I probably won't go with this because I want Salah, and Salah is my favorite player. But this is just something to work on. This is some idea I've cocked up with, because I wanted to see the potential of no Salah drafts. This is the best I could come up with to have a balanced squad. In the bench, there are players like Nico Williams, Andres Pereira, and Da Silva who will play. So it's overall a very solid side. So hopefully you all liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Good riddance.